Good afternoon. It is Monday, the 4th of November 2013. My name is Michelle Morgan, and these are the day's stories. The Senate Speaker, Ekwe Othuro, has now added his voice to the ongoing debate over the draconian media bill, saying that it should be amended before being enacted. The Speaker, while speaking this morning in Nairobi, said the controversial bill should not be enacted as it is. Othuro said the bill should be subjected to debate to avoid curtailing the press freedoms. The bill has been broadly condemned by leaders across the political divide.
I definitely support the position taken by the President and the Deputy President that, and there's a provision in law. It's not outside the way we make our business. Once a bill goes to the President for assent, the President, if he feels there are things that are not good, he will always bring it back to the House for further consideration. And so I would be expecting the President not to sign that particular bill.
Now, members of the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee in the National Assembly are planning to attend the state parties of the Rome Statute Conference to be held in Europe in a bid to push for the deferral of the Kenyan cases. Kiharu MP Irungu Kangata, who is also a member of the committee, says the state parties meeting will provide an opportunity for Kenya to raise its concerns over the matter and push for the trials of President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto to be held locally.
To push for the deferral of the matter, we are now going to take that case before the assembly of the state parties to the Rome Statute. This month, at the end of this month, state parties to that statute are going to meet. I'm a member of the Committee of Justice and Legal Affairs. I intend to attend that meeting in Europe as a member of that committee, and once we reach there, we shall push for the assembly of member states which are party to that Rome Statute to push for the deferral of those two cases, now that the United Nations Security Council appeared to have referred that matter to that assembly.
Now, the cross-examination of the sixth prosecution witness by Deputy President William Ruto's defense is continuing despite Ruto's absence. Ruto was excused from this week's proceedings for reasons that the ICC judges will be made public tomorrow. Also pending in the court are matters to do with the schedule for the case, with the postponement of President Uhuru's case leaving room for the continuation of Ruto's case before the Christmas break. Ruto may return next year if the judges rule in favor of the defense team's preferred proposal that the trial resumes on January the 13th after Friday's adjournment. However, the victims' lawyers and the prosecution want the trial to resume in 2 weeks' time after Friday's break to call to stand 2 more witnesses before the Christmas break. Joshua Arabsang, however, remains in court this week. The 7th prosecution witness is expected to take the stand this afternoon. Controversy now surrounds the Malindi Airport expansion project to international standards. Whereas local leaders have backed it, a section of the residents are opposing the expansion project on the grounds that there is no adequate space. The residents now want the project to be relocated to Langombaya area within the Malindi district.
People living around Malindi Airport are unhappy over plans to expand the airport to international standards. Their bone of contention is that the land around the airport is too small for the project. During a meeting organized by the Malindi Airport Residents Forum, the residents said that they support the project as long as it's done at Langombaya. The forum chairman, Peter Mwangi, said that it's inappropriate to evict 20,000 people who have ancestral land in the area for the sake of the airport expansion.
Drugs kama zitashuka Mombasa all the way kuja Malindi wanaweza wakashikwa Lakini sasa wanataka uwanja tu uende 2 kilomita 2 hapa. Ili ni kwa sababu dawa wanapo kuja ni kwa uwanja, ni rahisi tu hata kuziingisha even ni kwa manyumba, maana wataonga mtu mmoja tu na dawa ziweze kuingia kwa manyumba zao.
Some of the leaders, including Kilifi Governor Amason Kingi, feels that Langobaya is the best site for the project, which is part of Kenya's Vision 2030.
Mwanzo kabisa kile kiwanja cha ndege ambacho kinanuiwa kujengwa kule Langobaya kitapanua Langobaya. Na manake itapanua na italeta maendeleo katika sehemu ambayo imesahaulika toka jadi. Yule bwana anasema kwamba kutoka Malindi mpaka ile sehemu ambayo atajenga itawekwa lami njia ya Kakoneni yote. Na pia kutoka Kilifi kuna njia moja ambayo pia inaenda mpaka Langobaya. Pia nao anasema ataweka lami. Hiyo ni maendeleo.
But some leaders insist that the area around the airport should be developed.
Jambo ambalo nitamwambia waziri atusaidie sana ni kiwanja cha ndege kipanuliwe, ile kama tuweza pata kila wiki tupata zaidi watu 1,000 mpaka 2,000, mtasikia raha sana.
The secretary for the forum argued that the valuation process for the construction was invalid. Cesarin Wangare, Citizen at 1.
As Kenya turns 50, we continue to tell stories of events and people who shaped Kenya to be the vibrant country it is today. Well, today we talk to a man who more than 50 years ago gave the country a Pokomo lullaby tune that would become the country's national anthem, but who years on continues to live in abject poverty and misery. Here's Evelyn Wamboy with Mzee Mezagalana's story.
We almost stopped recording this interview owing to the fear of straining an old man for a story he has told too many times before. But Mzee Mezagalana, despite his fading voice, is keen not to have his story fade. His song, a song not many may recognize from his weak voice, but one all of us continue to sing with pride 50 years on. The Kenya National Anthem. This faintly sung tune is the Pokomo lullaby that was the original tune to the national anthem as taught in Kenya's history books.
Nimesikia kwamba wimbo wa taifa wa Kenya umetoka Pokomoni. Hawakutaja ni Pokomo nani mpaka nikaenda retire.
At 94 years, Mzee Galana remembers how close to 50 years ago, Graham Heaslop, the national anthem music advisor then, approached them for various traditional tunes. He was then a music teacher, giving 7 different tunes from traditional folklore songs to the man for consideration. He would, however, not know what his input was worth until 1963, when the national anthem was first sung.
Nikaanza kufikiri, lakini huo sio wimbo wangu nilioimba. Lakini sikuuliza kitu.
Mzee Galana, who now lives in Galole, Tana River, has little to his title, though, for a man who provided the tune that is Kenya's signature of independence and pride. Not only has the one thing he used to tell his story faded to a near whisper, his name is yet to be recognized years on.
Wakaniambia, wimbo huu ni wa national anthem ambao umetoka hapa. Meza Morowa Galana ni nani? Nikamwambia ni mimi. Tukachana. Sikujua huku wala huku.
That and the fact that he continues to live in abject poverty in this small mud-thatched house. But all that has become insignificant for a man who says people only come to take his pictures and write his stories, but nothing more. He hopes, however, that his tune will continue to foster unity in Kenya.
Awe Mkikuyu, awe Mlandile, awe Mjaluo, awe nani, sote kitu kimoja.
One of the saddest things, however, is watching him leave for his small house after the interview, knowing that we were only another of the many who have come for his story and left. Evelyn Wambui.
All right, well, we're going to take a short break, but we will be back with business and sports news, so don't go too far.